Hi everybody, this is Chaya Parkoff, LCSW and educator for the Jewish Experience, and I am speaking to you ladies this week on June 26th, 2023. And this week, the Torah portions that we will be reading are Chukat and Balak. And I want to share with you a beautiful idea from Parshat Balak that I heard from Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson in a talk he gave on resilience. I actually gave over this very talk that he gave over Shavuot, and I spoke about Balak. So in this week's Parsha, I spoke about Bilam, actually. So Balak is this king, and he is very much an anti-Semite, and he appoints Balaam to curse the Jewish people. So Balaam is ready to curse the Jewish people, and out of his mouth comes some of the most beautiful poetry, some of the most beautiful blessings about the Jewish people that you'll ever hear. And one of the verses of what Bilam says is, he crouches like a lion. He crouches and lies like a lion and a lioness. Who will dare to rouse him? So what is Balaam saying when he's using the symbolism of crouching lions and lionesses? Why crouching? Crouching down. So the Talmud discusses this, and Rashi says it's because in the Shema we say, we have to teach this to your children when you're lying down and when you rise up. So it's like the Shema, we teach Torah when you lie down, these ways when you lie down and when you rise up. Rashi's saying that's what Bilam is talking about. The Talmud also actually discusses how the sages wanted to put this blessing in the daily service every day when we say Shema, because it's such an important idea to really grasp and understand. But they didn't want to make the service any longer, so they ended up not doing it, not putting it in. They didn't want to make people late for work and make it more, longer than it already was. So here's this beautiful idea, okay? The Talmud asks a question. Can a lion ever be domesticated? Now, people have tried to domesticate lions, and we know what happens. When it comes to animals, the Talmud discusses, like oxen and goats, there are all these laws called laws of damages to what happens if your oxen does this to my fence or this to my goat, or your goat does this. There are all these laws. Why? Because oxen and goat, they can be domesticated. We can have, a human can control them, and so when there's an accident, there are laws around what would be the compensation. However, the Talmud says, when it comes to a lion, lion cannot be domesticated. Therefore, if a person thinks that they can control a lion, that they can domesticate a lion, and the lion does something, they're fully liable, 100% liable. Why? Because they were delusional to think that they could really control that lion. A lion can never be domesticated. They should have anticipated that. A lion is a free creature. And so they're held fully responsible because they were not in reality thinking that they could domesticate it. And a lion, the Talmud says, can never be owned. And this is what Balaam is saying. He's saying those Jewish people, and I actually think because the whole purpose of the Jewish people is to bring about awareness of God in the world, for us to be a light unto the nation, so that everyone will understand that there's one God, the God of us all, that has a plan, that has our back, that has a master plan, and we're all part of it, and we're all connected. But we have free choice. I think this is really for everyone, that everyone has this ability, but specifically Balaam is speaking about the Jewish people. He's saying, if you think about it, for much of history, we've been in exile, we've been subjugated, we've been oppressed, we've been suppressed. it looks like there's no hope, along comes Balaam and says, mm-mm. He's ready to curse the Jewish people. And instead, he opens his mouth and he says, ho, 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 don't underestimate those Jewish people. Don't underestimate them. You don't understand. Yeah, a lion sometimes crouches. Sometimes a lion is down and oppressed and suppressed. But it can never be conquered. It will always rise up. We're just never more than an instant removed from rising again. Ka'arif ayin, in the blink of an eye, we say. Even if you try to confine a lion, even if you think you can own it, says Balaam, that lion is fiercely independent. So this is really the message, that no matter what we're going through, collectively or personally, we always will rise up. We crouch, but we rise up. And this is such an important message for us all to know as a people. But I could say as a therapist, people feel so down and defeated by so many different things, whether it's relationships, finances, jobs, careers, families, children. We feel it's hard. But remember, even when you're down, we always have the ability to rise up. We're lions and lionesses, and we have that capacity. How do we do this? We have incredible, incredible wisdom, the best psychology in the world in our Torah. And by learning and taking part, learning what you like to learn, what speaks to you, we at the Jewish Experience want to give that to you so that you can feel the truth of all of us, which is that we are all a chelek Eloka mimal mamish. We're all a spark of God. We're all we're all part of God, every human being. And we all have the capacity to rise up. So, as you go into your week, remember, even when you're feeling down, that though we might be crouching, we will always emerge and arise. Have a great week.